Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Dr. Somji. Today we're going to hopefully demystify a really confusing topic: which ordinary retinol is right for you. As you know, there's 6 different types of retinols at the moment in the UK that are available for customers to buy, and actually it's quite confusing to know which one to buy. But I do recommend the Ordinary Retinols. It's one of the few brands that have 6 different types of retinols, so there's got to be something there in it. And if you're looking to build a retinol slowly, the Ordinary is probably a good place to start. So let's start with the first one, the Retinol 0.2%. Now I start with one of my favorite ingredients, which is squalane, not retinol, and it's highly stable, water-free solution of 0.2 pure retinol. So this is something that is a very good starter retinol. It's a lot more lower in strength, and it's for somebody with maybe sensitive skin, dehydrated skin, someone using retinol for the first time. Nevertheless, if you look at the INCI list, let's have a look. You've got squalane, you've got caprylic, you've got triglycerides, you've got jojoba seed oils, and you've also got some fruit extract in here as well. So this is actually a nice formulation, mainly because you've got retinols, but then you've also got a few things to help with your skin barrier as well. So it's a great formulation for someone that's got a little bit sensitive skin and is worried about some of the retinoid reactions that you can get. So retinol, for a starter one, this is the one that I would use. Now, staying in the same vein, you can, once you've used that 0.2 in squalane bottle and you found no irritation, you started seeing some benefits and you wanted to get more, then you can just move on to the 0.5% in squalane. So this can be a little bit more irritating. It's more, and even someone like me, for example, if I've started retinols and I've got oily skin, then I would use the 0.5% in squalane rather than 0.2% because it won't irritate me so much. But if I've got irritated skin, I've got a compromised skin barrier, then I'll probably repair that barrier first and then start on 0.2. But if you've gone up the ladder, this is a great thing. But still be careful. So don't just start using this every day. Start using this alternate days or even 3 days a week, and then week on week increase. So the rule that I say, if you've got very sensitive skin and you want to start a higher strength retinol, is first week, this is a very safe regime. Start the first week, use it once. Second week, use it twice, equally spaced. Third week, use it 3 times. Fourth week, use it 4 times. Fifth week, use it 5 times, and so on. And then eventually your skin will get used to it. If you get to a point where your skin doesn't get used to it, just stay using the retinol at 3 times a week. You still get benefit from it. And then once you've gone from 0.5% and your skin's got a lot used to it, one of the biggest mistakes that I see is the third retinol product, which is 1% in squalane. This is for like highly seasoned retinoid like veterans. Okay, so people with really tough skin, people that have been using retinoids for years, it's the strongest one out there in the whole Ordinary range, irrespective of what you hear about other things. So extreme caution with the 1% in squalane, but sometimes you can get some really good results from it, especially for anti-aging. It's got squalane in it, which is going to help with the skin barrier, but I would always say exercise caution when using this retinol, and especially if you're going to be using other chemical exfoliants within the range as well. Those are the 3 products that you've got retinol with squalane in there. Good to slowly work up your resistance to retinol. You can start at 0.2, 0.5, and then slowly go up to 1%. That might take you a year to do. That might take you about 3 months to do, but it all depends on your skin type. So the oilier the skin type, the more higher up the ladder you can start. So the next 3 retinols have got gram-active retinoids in there. So, you know, some people get really confused as to what gram-actives are. So gram-active retinols are much closer to retinoic acid. When you've seen some of our previous videos looking at retinoids, the substance, the ingredients that's actually doing the job, all those wonderful things that retinol does, is retinoic acid. So when you start with retinol, it gets broken down or it gets oxidized through many different transformations to retinoic acid. gram-active retinoids are closer to retinoic acid. Therefore, they are more active. They may have more of a chance of being a little bit more sensitizing to the skin, but nevertheless, when it's hitting where it needs to go, i.e. at the base of the skin, it is at a higher concentration. So even though the 0.2% in squalane can't compare to its cousin with gram-active retinoids, which is gram-active 2% in squalane. So the reason why is because the gram-active retinoid will actually release at more of a higher concentration than the other one would do. So if you're sensitive, I'd go in the squalane route. If you want to go really quick, then I'd go the gram-active route. It's really important to note that only 10% of gram-active retinoid is active. The rest is a solvent. So that clears up the issues when you look at the products of gram-active retinoids. They are not retinols. They're retinol esters. So it's hydroxypinecolone retinoate. Now, long name, but all you need to know is that retinols, i.e. traditional retinol, like the ordinary one, undergoes a series of changes before it becomes to the most active form at the lower part of the skin where it's actually doing its job. That is called retinoic acid. If you look at previous videos, we talk about those little conversions that happen. Hydroxypinecolone retinoate is closer to retinoic acid than retinol is. Therefore, it's more readily available and it acts a lot quicker, and it's supposed to act as a higher concentration within the skin. So the ordinary will say that their gram-active retinoids are more advanced than the retinols. When I look at the formulations, sometimes it's a little bit confusing because what you've got is the gram-active retinoid 2% emulsion. That was previously another product that has both the gram-active retinoid in it and retinols in it. So it's more for patients with oily skin, it's creamier in texture, it's better for beginners. That's what I would start as a beginner. If you're a fan of squalane and you've had squalane before, and you like the benefits that squalane gives, and you've got an impaired skin barrier, then I would start up with gram-active 2% in squalane. And that doesn't have any retinol in it, it just has a gram-active retinoid in it. It's hard to tell what the efficacy of these things are, but because the gram-active retinoids are more closer to retinoic acid, it's much more likely that you will get a better result with the gram-active range than you would with the retinol range. But as I said, not every retinoid is good for each patient, so you have to kind of try each one out. And I would recommend buying both at different concentrations to see which one fits for you. Then you've got something that's a little bit stronger. You've got the gram-active retinoid at 5%. Now it's really important that you don't compare the retinol 0.2% from squalane and say that the gram-active retinoid 2% is 10 times as strong. That's not the case. Only 10% of the gram-active retinoid is actually active. The rest is a solvent. So if you're looking to compare strength, retinol 0.2% with squalane for the ordinary is going to be matched to the gram-active retinoid for 2%. So 0.2 equals 2%. And then that's why the gram-active retinoid of 5% will be equivalent to the retinol 0.5% with squalane. A little bit confusing, but we've put that on the screen for you to have a look at. That's the highest concentration that goes. So here's my advice. My advice is start off with a gram-active range, get up to 5%, and then once you're up to 5%, then if you want to go stronger, use the 1% in squalane. And you can literally remove the 0.2% and 0.5% squalane within your routine. Because, hey, if you need extra squalane, yes, you've got the gram-active 2% in squalane. And if you need squalane with the gram-active retinoid 5%, then hey, you can add it with squalane moisturizer. You can add 100% squalane into your routine. The ordinary allows your flexibility like that. So that's my summary. Hopefully that clears up some of your questions on which retinoid to use for what. If you have any specific skin concerns and you want me to recommend which retinoid would be the best one for you, just drop it below in the comments. If you want me to talk about anything else within skincare, just let me know too. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribing is extremely important because it lets you know some of the new videos that are coming out on a daily basis.